Hey guys, I know it's been a long time. I haven't been on my YouTube channel for a while, but I do want to talk about this topic. That is it kind of like brought to my head. I guess I can say that. It's about seniors. So I feel like in this world generation, as we get old, we tend to face a lot of health problems, right? So we're not weird, and I think that the world is really cruel. People are really mean. People don't look at basically like your grandparents, people that are really old, like senior living. So what's senior living? Now we tell you what it is. So senior living is basically you're about to pass away. You're getting old, like around 60 to 90 years old. I would say around that age. Um, you know, that's when your family or your parents or your moms or dad can't take care of you anymore because you're getting old. And I think that your life is about to end soon. So a lot of people don't pay attention to this. I used to work at senior living, so I know how it is. When I was working in that field, it taught me a lot about being kind, helping other people out. Because you never know one day, if you get old, who's going to be there for you, right? And it's sad because I see family members where they don't see their loved one, they don't visit them often, they get lonely, they get like fears, they get scared, they have schizophrenia or anything like that. They lose their mindset, they forget things, they lock themselves out. So there's times I have seen the saddest thing I ever seen working at senior living. I've definitely seen them fall, cry in tears about the loved ones that they missed, their friends. There's people that actually pass away in the hospital too. They also pass away in their rooms too. They die. Things happen. Anytime, anywhere, any day too, especially. So there's times I had to call the paramedics, emergency phone calls if they fall or hurt themselves or injure their head. There's things that I think people need to be kind to the world now. Especially, I think that at this young age, you should learn to be more happy and especially to be more not too depressed because it affects your mental health, issues. As you get older, like your grandparents, you have to understand and try to help them out too, especially in this generation. It's getting hard now, you know. And we're all getting old so quick, working in senior living has taught me a lot, and I'm glad I did work in that field. I never thought I was gonna get this job offer. Um, but it taught me something really kind. The sacrifice that you do and the sacrifice that you make for life for others and help them out, it means a lot. It's building that love and foundation, right? It's like when you do something good for God, God's gonna give you something back as a reward, right? So that's how I look at it. Um, I like to help people out. I'm a friendly person. I like to get to know them. There's times, there's seniors people that would like tell me like, hey, like, thanks for helping me, for everything you've done. I do really appreciate it. Like, they show that love and affection to me. They thank me for it. It means a lot to me. Um, Unfortunately, I don't work in that field anymore, the senior living. So I wanna my goal was gracefully was to grow to a higher level job into business or into administrative assistant role. That's one of my goals. I like helping people out, and being kind. And I think that you have to. It's part of customer service too. In a way, it's like you have to change the tone of voice, how you speak, and be polite to seniors because seniors people tend to. How do I say this? They tend to be more in a rush to when they are really conscious about something or they wanted to get it done right away. They will complain to you. They forget things. There's times where they just walk out the door without letting you know, and that's dangerous because the problem with that, with the seniors, is that they get lost. If you let them out that door, they're not gonna come back, and that's when the parents gets on the company, on the senior people because um they're like, where's my daughter at? Like, did she just walked out, or like they can't find a way back home, right? That's the sad part. Things happen like that, and people don't understand, like, being kind and to others is a really meaningful way, building that connection, the foundation. Especially, I like to talk when I'm straightforward things. I like to be honest. It's all about that and showing that love and kindness and affection to old people. So yeah, that's what seniors is about. Basically, my job role was a concierge, so basically I was in charge of everything. There's times when I work, I get overwhelmed and I get like sad sometimes. Like, I'm sorry, like your friend passed away. things happen. I had to calm them down too and be like, there's this old lady where she asked me, or is this company gonna close down because I heard that you guys are moving out of state, or you guys are out of company, out of business. And I was like, no, like we're always gonna be here. And I was had to calm her down. She's one of my clients. Um, she would always tell me that, like, oh, like, they're not making good food for her, or like the caregivers are not feeding her well. So let's talk about caregivers. What they do in the job is basically escort them and tell them where to go. They bring them to the restaurant, they bring them to a certain locations where they want to, like, they want to be go up to the room, then they go to the room. So there's times I had to use the walkie-talkie and be like, "Hey, caregiver, room 406 is ready to go up to her room." Like, just to let them know to escort her to her room, or him, you know, because old people can't bring themselves up, so it's sad. And let me talk about memory care. So the memory care is a whole different department. So memory care are people that are basically about to die soon in like 1 or 2 months. So they bring those old people to there as a memory care. What they do is basically dress, help them wear clothes, help them shower naked, help them wear clothes, do their laundry. They're too old, they can't do anything. So that's when the caregivers have to help them out. You know, bring them to downstairs to get food, try to help them out basically. So it's like a kind of like a nursing home, but it's more like assisted. They call it assisted living because we assist them in living. That's why. Um, yeah. So I learned so much about, like, working with seniors, old people. Now I have that mindset where it's like, oh, they're getting old, so it's like try to be more polite and being kind, especially like at our young age. We should be lucky that we're like at a young age, because being old is really terrible, because you go through a lot of pain. There's old people where they say like they just want to kill themselves. Like, I don't want to live anymore. Like, my health is concerning me. I have heart attack. I have stroke. All that. It's really sad. Um, yeah, like I remember going to one of my professor's house, helping her out. Like, her husband passed away from like a diabetes, I guess, like really severe, I guess. I helped her out because she lived by herself. She had no one to support her. I will like bring food to her, bring water to her. Help old people out if you can. Right now, if you can. And there's true studies that a lot of families don't often see their old ones, which is sad. You know, it's like as time passes by, if you don't visit them, it's like it's too late and they pass away. It's like, how can you see them, right? So right now it's like a great chance to see them, before they get old, and like, try to like acknowledge that. Um, so yeah, I was doing like back to my concierge role. So let's talk about the concierge. So I did a lot of following. So I would have to make reports if people were like, I had to make reports and tell my boss if they passed away or deceased. That's what's the word. It's called deceased. Or I had to make reports saying that, oh, he or she went to hospital. Which hospital? What's going on? What roll number, what's their name, those questions. So we have to be like asked like what, when, and why, and this happened. So those are questions I have to navigate and communicate with my boss, with the HR too, and the executive director is basically in charge of the company and making sure that the old people are doing well and being fed, making sure that the building's running well, make sure that everything is fixed on maintenance, because things happen. um, Especially like old people need to eat healthy foods too. When it comes to dining for them, they can be really picky eaters sometimes. They don't like the food, so that's when the waitress has to ask them what they want to eat, and then they make them a healthy food. Because old people cannot have a lot of sugar, a lot of salty, because it's bad for sodium and diabetes. So, a lot of, and when I look at the food portions, about their size, like how they eat really small portion like this. So as you get old, you actually eat less. Like it's like one scoop of a little rice or something like that, um, and like a little scoop of like two pieces, maybe ham or something, or like a meatloaf, I guess. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I learned a lot. So hopefully, when you guys watch those videos, you understand. Be grateful, and I think that people should stop being like mean to others in this world now, because we're all gonna get to that area soon. If you keep like being like mean to others, it's like I feel like karma's gonna come around. You never know. So it's like you have to look at that way too. I think there's perspectives and perceptions how you see things, especially. But yeah, hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys understand and realize and be thankful what you have, and try to like help you old people if you can now. Especially, it's a sad world, and imagine like you being old, and then you feel so like suffering the most, and then your family's not even there for you. It's a sad thing. It's like all you have is like caregivers to help you. But yeah, I do recommend if you do like get old one day or yourself like 60 years old or like 90 about to retire, definitely check out senior living. There's a lot in different cities in California. There's like Glendale, Pasadena location. There's like Burbank. There's Arcadia. There's like a nearby locations. You can also look for it. But you do have to pay. However, you do have to pay monthly rent. I just don't know what's the price, but you have to go through the sales department, which is the director of sales or marketing. That's what it's called. They actually tell you more information about senior living and how you can help your family out if you can't take care of it anymore. I think if you think it's too much work, and to be honest, when you carry senior living people, you have to be careful and not break their bones because um they're about to fall and they're about to like faint or something like that. But yeah, sorry, I have a text message. Anyways, yeah, but learn to appreciate and take things slowly, and I think that be yourself always, and and help others whenever you can. And please like and subscribe. Thank you.